Hey, what's going on? It's the Bearded One back at you again with a new video. Hey, so in today's video, we're going to talk about the top 3 things you want to look out for on the final inspection. All right. So this past week, I had the opportunity to go through a final walkthrough with my customer as they get ready to close on their house next week. And so we want to talk about the top 3 things that I told her to look out for when we go through this final inspection. All right. So stay tuned to this video. I'll be right back. All right, so before I get into today's video, let me introduce myself. My name is Maurice Murphy. I am a licensed Florida realtor, and I reside in the great area of Northeast Florida, which is Jacksonville, St. John's, Nassau, and Clay County. So I live in that area up here. So on this channel, what do I talk about? I talk about buyer and seller tips. I also talk about what's going on in and around the city and the real estate market here in Northeast Florida. And last but not least, I talk about beards, beard grooming, and everything going on with beards. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you know exactly when I'm dropping my next video. All right, so let's get into today's video. There's 3 things you really want to look for, or the top 3 things you look out for when you're doing your final walkthrough on the home you finna purchase. I don't care if it's a new home, if it's a pre-existing home, but these 3 things you want to look out for. Number 1, making sure any repairs have been done, whether pre-existing or whether it's a new construction home. Making sure everything they say they're going to fix is fixed. All right, and we're talking, it could be anything: the sink leaking, the plungers out, the stoppers out, whatever that case may be. You want to make sure you have a list of whatever you have repaired. You have that, and you go check it once you go into that final walkthrough. All right. Next thing is you want to make sure that the house is clean. If it's a pre-existing house, make sure all their stuff is out of the house unless you agree to leave something behind between the buyer and the seller. Things could be left behind: that refrigerator in the garage, the washer and dryer that they left behind, that extra can of paint they said they were going to leave. Make sure that stuff is left behind, or it's agreed upon that it's being left behind within the contract, except for the paint. Paint's usually, that's like a courtesy thing. But I'm talking about major items such as washer dryer, such as water softeners. Here in Florida, we have water softeners because the water's too hard. Things such as the extra fridge in the garage, extra racks hanging from the garage, or whatever the case may be. If it's a personal item, make sure that it's left behind if you all agreed upon it being left behind, and all of that other personal stuff is out, and the house is clean. All right. Now, talk about cleanliness really quick, just really quick. The only house doesn't have to be deep clean. Houses has to be clean, broom clean. That's all the contract stipulates, just broom clean. And last but not least, probably another important thing you want to look out for on the final walkthrough is making sure there's no new damage in the house. All right, there's a lot of moving parts going on. The old seller is moving out for the new buyer who's buying the house to move in. So a lot of things could get moved around, a lot of things could get damaged. You just want to make sure there's no new damage before you move into the house, such as a hole in the wall, such as cracked tile, such as a hole in the ceiling, such as a broken door, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure there's nothing new that you didn't see when you first saw the house, that you didn't see on the inspection, that you didn't see on the second inspection, because those things are important, because if they weren't noted on any of those times, whether you initially saw it, whether you had the inspection and another re-inspection, and you see it on the final walkthrough, and it's something different that you hadn't seen before, you need to say something. All right, so making sure there's no new damage on the home. All right, so those are the top 3 things you look for on a final walkthrough. All right, so if you're looking for a new home and you're looking to move to Jacksonville and you need a realtor, and I may be a good fit for you, hit me in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. I'll do an interview, and then you can decide if working with me is the best for you. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I am the Bearded One, and I'll talk to you soon.